This is my $4 million plus garage, and today we're gonna dive into every single car. Not all of them are here, and I'll get into why I don't have all my cars here. I wish all my cars were here, but they're not. So we're gonna dive into each car, what it costs, how much it costs me monthly, to the insurance, what kind of insurance I have, maintenance cost, all the way down to gas costs today. And it's gonna be a lot of fun, and we're gonna go over all my favorite cars. And I think there's a few that might shock you. I think there's a lot of misconceptions about how much these cars actually cost. And we're even gonna dive into the build on each of these cars, because I think, at least for me, I forget. I get so excited to add a car to my lineup, and then boom, 50 grand, 100 grand just to build out the car how I want to see it. We're going to cover all of that in today's video, starting with my favorite car, which I think is going to shock you. Favorite vehicle, my favorite daily is my Ford F-150 2025 Raptor R, and I just got it back from Throttle. I have a whole other video on this complete build, but I love this truck. And there's many reasons why. So coming in at about $145,000, I was one of the first with the Gen 3 Raptor R, and it was worth every single penny. So to get a truck like this, it's $145,000. I put $55,000 down, and I pay about $3,200 per month. It's over a 4-year term. And my insurance, I have a $5,000 deductible, full coverage, $1 million liability. I have $1 million injury, and it's about $892 a month to insure this crazy truck. But I've had a Raptor, man, for the past 5 or 6 years. I absolutely love them. I slept on the Gen 1s. This truck is great. So it is the most amazing daily. You get the weight deduction in your taxes. It has weatherproof mats in here, and it's the best. I throw my kids, so if you have kids or dogs, I throw them all in here, and we go for weekend adventures, and it's the greatest thing ever. And this just came back, like I said, from Throttle. It makes over 1,000 horsepower now, which is insane. Why, Chris? Why do you need 1,000 horsepower in a truck? Because we can. Because we can. Simply put, because we can. This thing is dangerous, and I forget. I just drove this today. I forget when I'm driving and I want to go around somebody and I push the gas a little bit. I'm like, whoa! This truck is literally going to fly away. It will smoke most of you supercars on the road. There it is. There's the Whipple supercharger. And you can hear that whine. You can now hear that supercharging whine when you're going up the road. This build came in around $90,000. It eats gas. Right now, gas at the recording of this video is about $6.90 in California for premium. And I filled up yesterday, so it's about $200. When I daily this car, I have to fill about 4 times a month. That's $800 in gas. So what are we at? $3,200 plus, let's call it $900 on insurance, which is what, $4,100 plus $800 of gas. To own this bad boy without maintenance, it's about $5,000 on a Ford truck, a performance truck like this. You know, I do an oil change or 2 a year. That's gonna run you about $500 in oil change. New tires is about $400 a tire. So you're looking all in per year, 60 grand plus that. You're looking at about $70,000 per year to own this truck. If you take the payments out, you can cut it down by about 60 grand, so about $10,000 a year. Now, who doesn't love G-Wagons? So I bought my first 4x4 squared back in 2023 when they were trading at about $400,000. These things had a lot of lemon problems. They had a lot of rear differential, just a cluster of problems, and they fell out of the sky. I saw it falling out of the sky, so what I did is I sold it. I was like, I'm not gonna hold on to the bag. I sold it back in 2024. I got a Bronco, which we'll go over in just a second, a 1966 Bronco. And I picked this up with no issues for $220,000. I put $50,000 down, and I pay about $4,500 per month. And to insure this vehicle is about $1,000 a month. So we have the $4,200 plus the $1,000, that's $5,200. This I fill up probably twice a month for $150. That's about what, $300? So we're looking at just north of $4,500 per month to own this car. Maintenance, oil is going to be a bit more expensive. You're going to be in the 700s a couple times a year. Tires on this bad boy, they're going to run you about, same like the truck, about $400 to $500 a tire if you want to get really good tires. And I love this thing. I've always loved G-Wagons, but you should see other G-Wagon owners when I drive up next to them, especially if they don't know what a 4x4 looks like. I just overshadow them and they're like, what the hell is going on? Because this thing is a presence on the road. I love my stances. If you look at my truck and you look at this car, I love the wide stance. You are gonna wanna get out of the way when I come down the road in this thing. Now, while my truck was being worked on, I did daily this. I love this, absolutely love this car. I prefer not to daily it though. It's a really cool cruiser car though. We got the lights working. You have the extra tire in the back. You have the carbon wide body. I didn't have to put much into this. To be honest, the build, I didn't have to put much. With the rims and the tires, you know, I probably spent, well, the wheels were expensive. So all my friends asked me what I wanted for my birthday this year. And I don't really ask for presents, but since they asked, I asked for these set of wheels. These wheels came in at $12,000, and the tires themselves, TPMS was under $3,000, so about $15,000 is what I've spent on this vehicle so far. Plus, I totally forgot to mention the most important thing with these cars. One of the most important things is protection. Both have VOR satin film. This is a satin factory white that I put satin film over to protect. That's gonna run you about 12 grand on a G-Wagon. And on my truck, I put satin film as well over the black, and that runs about $9,000 on a truck. I actually made a mistake, you guys. I miscalculated. I was giving you the 6-month numbers for insurance. So we'll just stick to the 6-month numbers instead of monthly. So when I said about 800 for the truck and about 1,000 for the G-Wagon, that is for a 6-month premium. Next up is the GT3 RS. My first experience was a Taycan, and I thought it was absolute garbage. Then I got a 911 and built it, and I fell in love, and I wanted to upgrade to a 3RS, and I did. And it's not the fastest car in my stable. However, it is one of the most appealing and shocking and presence on the road cars that you can own. Everybody loves this car. Everybody breaks their neck. Everybody's taking pictures. It's insane, and it's for a good reason too. It's a satin white car with duo color rims, which on this side we have gold and on this side we have silver, and we couldn't decide which color we wanted to go with, so that's what we decided. This build ran me over $100,000. So this is one of the loudest GT3 RSs on the road. It shoots 6-inch trailing flames with a map switch tune from Stage 4 tuning, and I can turn it off, which is great because a lot of people think I just drive around willy-nilly with shooting flames all the time. I can't live my life like that. Maybe you can, but that's not for me. We replaced every single plastic part on this car with carbon fiber, and we did a 21-22 setup. We did a VOR satin PPF, making it white. We did a full exhaust system, so headers, cat delete exhaust from Soul. We literally did not waste any resources on this car. It is one of the probably most built GT3 RSs out there, and to get into the money of it, I've searched for months for the perfect 3RS. I wanted a Y-Stock package, I wanted a 992, but a lot of them are trading over 400. So I found one that was in upstate New York for $380, and I'm happy to say my money is still safe in this car. It was a solid investment, and you know, during the peak they were trading 600,000, and I waited until the market cooled down. And I think there's a lot of upside for this car. So it's a car I'm gonna hold for a while. We've already went over my 2 trucks. They're just great to have kids or to go cruising. But when we get into my cars here in the next few minutes, you're gonna see my mindset behind each car. So I've lost a lot of money, and I figured out, I think, how to make some money. And so that's my 3RS. Absolutely in love. We have the darling, the content king. We have the Lamborghini Aventador SVJ 2019 that I bought for $780,000. At the recording of this video, I did some searching today on what these cars are trading at with similar miles. I'm happy to say, with my purchase price of $780, these are now trading in the mid-9s. And I'm gonna tell you on video so you guys can see, if this car eclipses 1.2, I'm going to seriously consider selling. I'd like it to go to 2 million. I don't know if that's a possibility, but it just went ballistic, and I had a load of problems when I got this car. It's a 6 or 7 year old car. I had a bunch of electrical problems the dealership and I worked out to get fixed, and I used all OEM parts. That was really important to me. But when it started going crazy the last 45 days and I was waiting to get my car back and I saw the numbers shooting up, I said, keep it for a while. I don't need to add miles. I'm making money right now, which is awesome. And so if you could drive supercars for free, that's amazing. And so I've been able to pick some supercars that are really good for content, really good for business, but also if I'm gonna plug my money into stocks or watches or real estate or businesses, the cars I drive, if possible, I wanna make money too. So we literally touched everything on this car. We lowered it with rift suspension. We did a VOR satin white wrap. We did huge AL13s offset in the back, all white on white. We have underglow. We even have underglow on the car. It is tuned by Stage 4 Tuning. Huge 12-foot flames out the back, and we have a full VF engineering system, downpipe, and exhaust system on this wonderful SVJ. It has 8,000 miles, and my payment runs about $10,500 per month. Insurance is about $2,500 per 6 months. Maintenance on this thing is going to run you every 6 months. If you look at oil changes, about $1,500. You throw in some spark plugs, you throw in other fluids that need to maintain the car, you're looking at about $2,000 depending on how much you drive the car. So all in all, the estimated is about $140,000, $150,000 a year car to own. But I also made $200,000 in the last 90 days. So it's kind of insane. It's one of my favorite cars to drive. There is literally no comparison. I got asked the other day by a buddy if they should get an SVJ, and I said it's one of the funnest cars to drive. It has the most soul. It sounds the best. You literally cannot go wrong. And what is more iconic than a Lamborghini SVJ? We all grew up, if you're watching this video, most of us grew up thinking of the SVJ as Lamborghini, and it is one of my favorite cars. Missing a few cars, which I'll go over in a second, but the problem with owning a garage like this, I'll tell you, is I have cars all over the place. My truck was down in San Diego. My Bronco's at a transmission shop in Costa Mesa. I have a car over at Premium getting wrapped. You know, I never truly have all my cars in one spot, which would be absolutely amazing, but I kind of get bored and want to change it up. Like my RS, I want to take it white on white, like my SVJ. My G-Wagon, I want to take it white on white. So there's always something to do. But my 1966 Bronco and my 67 Mustang, I am going to make completely murdered out. So these things, I don't know if you guys know this, but classic cars tend to appreciate 10% per year. And what is better than a classic American muscle car? And that is why I picked up this Mustang. I'm telling you right now, even driving the Lambo or the 3RS, more people will honk at me to get my attention in this car because it is so crazy, especially younger generation that hasn't seen cars like this. They want to know what the heck is actually going on. It's kind of insane. But I purchased this car for $170,000 and I've sunk about 60 grand into it. I had to do a lot of work to it. I had to change the brakes, the rotors, the exhaust system. I had to get spark plugs. I had to get a new transmission. I had to do a lot of engine work. I had to fix the suspension. A lot of time and energy and money has gone into this car, but it's one of my favorite cars. I've taken it about 120 miles an hour. It can handle it. I still have more upgrades to come, but as far as holding a car, I'm probably gonna hold this one forever. It just will continue to go up in value, especially with all these hybrids coming online, especially with a lot of these modernizations of cars. You literally can't go wrong with a car like this. And it's kind of nice. It's kind of nice to be able to take a car out in public and everyone's just excited to like see the car. Sometimes with supercars, I do get, you know, like that guy's a snob or that guy thinks he's better than me or whatever. So it's really cool to have this type of car. So 2 years ago, I was at Monterey Car Week and I saw the unveiling of the Temerario. And I actually saw Jesse Pinkman. I can't remember his actual name right now. I think it's Aaron something, but I saw him, I geeked out. I was too nervous to like talk to him, but he was looking at Temerario too. Anyways, at that event, I gave them $25,000 for an allocation for a Temerario, and later on I got the Revolta, which had a ton of issues. Regardless, I got hit up a couple months ago. My Temerario allocation, my build, my spec came in, and I had a lot of thinking to do, because if you look at the 296, it lost a lot of money. If you've been watching this vlog, you know I want to make money on cars. I know for a fact, directly, I'm probably not going to make any money on that car. I'm probably going to lose, but I'm not going to hold it for the entire time. I got the Temerario strictly for marketing, to build it, to wide body it, to be one of the first because I can, and that is the whole plan with the car. My original spec sheet read at $600,000, and to get the car first, and also because I'm gonna do upgrades myself, I dropped that to $450,000, a way safer sticker with a car that is probably not going to appreciate. And my payment's about $5,500 a month, and to insure it, because it is a brand new car, it's about $2,600 every 6 months. It is a hybrid, however, it's a V8 twin turbo. It still eats a ton of gas. It does have a road presence. It does look sick. Right now it's getting wrapped, and a full wrap on a supercar is gonna run about $9,000 to $11,000, and it's going white on white with white rims, white wrap, underglow. We already did a full exhaust system in it, so it is literally straight piped out the back, and it sounds absolutely insane. Let's throw a clip in here. It sounds crazy. got 2 more cars. You guys are doing great. We're going over $4 million worth of cars. So you guys have to bear with me as we get through this. Hopefully you're excited. The last 2 cars, let's see. I will continue with the classics. I have a 1966 Bronco I bought a year ago, and I've barely driven it because I got it. Everything was OEM. It was completely stock. It looks amazing. The problem is when I'm going 85 miles an hour on the freeway, it starts smoking. I can't handle it. So I brought it to the transmission shop, and it's been there since November. It's now May. No, it's now June. It's now June. And so I bought a Coyote 4.0. I bought a 10-speed automatic transmission, and they called me up because one of the issues they ran into was like, hey, this isn't going to work with the OEM exhaust. And I was like, that's great. It does not need to work with the OEM exhaust. Let's just straight pipe the thing. And so that's what we did. It is currently blue, with a lot of the pieces that can't be wrapped are painted black, and I'm going to wrap it all black on black, just like my Mustang. I got the halo lights. It's gonna be so sick. It's gonna drive like a modern car. It's gonna be a beautiful resto mod. I left a lot of the original interior, everything alone. I'm so excited. A car like that can drive perfectly, that is on the road. It's gonna be, I'm stoked. I'm stoked. Last up is probably one of the perfect dailies, especially if you like performance, especially if you're not trying to be too crazy, especially if you want something daily that you can just get around town, is I recently picked up an M4 competition for $92,000. I put in BMW. If you guys love cars and you want to get into a car that's reasonably less expensive, I got into that car for $5,000 down and $1,000 a month. It is just a car that I can putz around town and modify, and it's a good daily, and I'll probably get a new one in a few years. It's great. It costs about $1,500 every 6 months to insure, and we're going to do a very OEM plus build on it, where minor carbon fiber adjustments, an exhaust, a little baby tune, and that's basically what we're gonna do, and it's gonna look awesome. And of course, I'm gonna bring it white on white and match all my other cars, and it's gonna be exciting. I'm kind of doing one car at a time with you guys because I want to make sure that I can show on videos all my cars. And that is the conclusion, at least right now, of my $4 million garage. And you got a lot of good reasons as to why I bought the cars that I did, whether it was passion for daily use. A lot of them are to make money. Right now I'm positive on my garage, which is absolutely insane. Probably the best place to be. All of us supercar owners, if you're aspiring to buy a supercar, I think the goal is obviously to get something you like, but also you don't want to take a beating. You're spending so much money on these cars, hundreds of thousands of dollars, some of us millions of dollars. You want to try to make money, especially when these cars aren't overproduced, and there is a way to do that. And take it from me, when I talk about these things, it's because I've made every mistake in the book. So I'm really happy with my garage and where it's at. If you have suggestions on where I should go next after the Temerario, I want to get something else later this year. I'm thinking about a 458. I'm thinking about a Huracan STO. There's good options out there, but I really want to hear from you what your thoughts are on my garage and which direction I should go next. If you've made it to the end, I seriously mess with you. Thank you so much. Click below, subscribes mean a lot to me, likes mean a lot to me, and get involved. I read every comment. I try to respond to every comment. And when you guys have suggestions on videos on my garage or whatever, I do contemplate these things, so I really appreciate you. Thank you.